What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee, and a superstar is here for real. Jessie Reyez is here. Yay!
Hola, hola.
First of all, so good to see you. Congratulations on having an absolutely amazing No Skip album.
Ooh, thank you.
How does it feel?
I feel good. Feels like I needed to take a shit for months, and I finally did it. That's what it feels like.
That's what it feels like. That's a good feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you like...
Yes, exactly. It's relief, alleviation.
And then wipe yourself real good.
Yeah. Shout out to bidets.
Well, yeah, shout out to bidets, which are more expensive now thanks to the tariffs. So, I know.
I got in there before the tariffs. I got in there because I was on tour once. I feel a few years ago, and I experienced them, and I was like, I can never go back. Like,
listen, so no lie, I have one too.
Fire.
I have an extra toilet that I need to. It's still in the box, and it's a bidet toilet, right? And it has everything.
Crack. That shit is crack.
And when I tell you, it's so much more. So I was like, I'm gonna sell it on like Facebook Marketplace, right? But now it's like $1,500 more than what I paid for it because of the tariffs.
Yeah.
So it's wild. So congratulations to us on our bidets.
Doesn't it spoil though? Makes me not want to go to the bathroom in public.
Sometimes I forget that I have to flush the toilet like manually. You do get spoiled.
You're
like,
hella spoiled.
Because you like wait for it to, and you're like, oh, I have to actually like touch this.
I have to do stuff? Yeah, damn, that sucks. I have to do stuff? Yeah, no.
So talk to me about being a homeowner.
Ooh. It was a bitch to get it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I did it during, I don't know if anyone's ever experienced the like bidding wars in LA is a bitch. I'm not very domestic when it comes to anything or like deco. It's a DNA. It's not in my DNA. It's not in me.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I bought the crib, and I was just happy I had because I've been so much of my money had been going to Airbnbs and hotels, especially being like going back and forth between home Toronto and LA. And finally I was like, nah, I gotta thug it out. I gotta just figure this out. Found this spot. I thought it was great. And I really just wanted, like, my main thing, I wanted a guest house because I always got family coming in. So I just needed, like, it's not, and a guest house sounds OD to anybody that doesn't spend time in LA, but, like, it's just a converted garage. Like, that's pretty much what it is, right? And I got that, and I was like, fire. There's a yard. Perfect. I got everything I need. I just wanted to speed it up. I wanted to stop spending money on hotels. And I remember I brought my family over and my manager over, and they walked into the house, and they were like, Jessie, you gotta do a lot. And I was like, what? What do you mean? I'm like, the floors are great.
Amazing.
Yeah, this is great. I'm like, I got a bed, I got a kitchen, I got a yard. This is lit. They were like, well, I didn't have the bidet.
Oh, not yet. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't have the bidet yet, but it was just funny. I didn't understand. There's so much fucking like work that goes into it, and thank God it's not me, man. Shout out for anyone supporting my music because you're allowing me to have the dough to buy the crib, but also to like sustain the crib because that shit ain't.
But you work really hard. I want to say that. And one thing that I feel about you, just from, seeing how you move, listening to your interviews, is I feel like you love what you do and you're not doing it because you're trying to get rich.
No, which is so funny though, because when I was a kid, apparently that was one of the compasses, like to get rich and all that shit. But no, especially, yeah, no, I just love it. It's like if a fish is swimming, that's why I'm making music. If a bird is flying, that's why I'm making music. Because it's just, you're right. I love it. I love what I do. On off days, I might be in the studio. On the day the album dropped, I was in the studio just making more shit. Because it's just, I love it. And I'm very fucking grateful. And I'm so grateful that I get to, like, live off what I do. Like, live off what I love is nuts. The fact that I got a crib off what I love is nuts.
I just see the thriving of it because I want to say this album, and I want to hear your thoughts on just thinking about this is your third studio album. How do you feel about your progress from where you first started like 5 years ago? Well, you started before that, but when the first album came out to now.
I'm happy. I'm like, I definitely, I work hard, like, full stop, but I work hard, period, but I also sharpen my pencil a lot. Like, I work on getting better. I have a vocal coach. I still study music. I study musicians that are significantly better than me and slow down their runs, Jasmine Sullivan being one of them. But, like, I work hard to get better. So when I hear first projects and second projects, there's a lot of me that goes, that's like hard to hear, because I would have done this differently, and I would have done this more just, I would have had more precision, and this would have been nudged. But that's the beauty, because that pain and that cringe is an indication that I've obviously gotten better, to have the discernment to be like, oh, this isn't what it could have been, but it was what it was supposed to be, for me to be better now.
And I know you've had a lot of material, so how was it even narrowing things down to say this is what's gonna make it?
I hate doing like sequencing and track selection. I hate it. I don't like it. So shout out to my squad, because a lot of that was me delegating, being like, all right, like I was involved, but it's not as much. Like I'm in the fucking trenches for everything else. I'm in the trenches for a lot, but for that I was like, I was leaning a lot on my squad.
You need like a third party to be like, okay, let's take this from a space of not
frustration
having been,
Sorry, from a space of what? I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're good. No, of not having been, because sometimes things are so personal when you're involved that it takes like a third party to be like, okay, this is what we should. Yeah. And it's not that this isn't as great as that. It just makes sense for what it is. And I feel like this also, the Jessie Reyez from then and the Jessie Reyez you are today is like very, I would say, more outspoken.
Now I'm more outspoken?
Yeah, like.
Wow. Okay, I'll take it.
Just as far as a lot more, I'm trying to think of the right word to use for it. A lot more like, yes. If that's the right word, I don't know. But I need to know, what frame of mind were you in? Because I know you did you do a majority of the writing?
Yeah, hell yeah.
On this, okay.
Hell yeah. I came in this industry as a writer, so for me to let that go is not something that'll ever happen.
Right.
Like,
but collaboration's important too, right? Like,
it is important, but if I'm being completely honest, it's something that's like, some people could look at it from different angles, because I've had people sometimes be like, oh, you should include other people in the room, you know, but I earned my stripes as a writer. So, and my process is very personal. Like, other people have a different process that's more inclusive, where they can walk into a room and they're like, what do you want to write a song about today? Or I had this idea, and it's more collaborative, but that's just not my process. Is I come in, and by the grace of God, I've been with really great producers that provides beautiful music, that provides a canvas, or not even a canvas, because it's more active, because it's something that has this like, this chemical reaction. There's a reaction that happens with the music and whatever I'm going through, and then I'll shut my eyes and I lean back, and then lyric and melody happen for me at the same time. So for me, that process, when I'm writing about my own stuff, it's something that if someone's in the room and I'm like this and I'm like mumbling shit out, and someone's like, what about this? It's like they're interrupting.
Right. You need that flow.
I need freedom, and I need no one in my way for my own shit. Now, when I come in as a songwriter, when I've been invited to write for others, I know that I'm not driving, so I know I'm there to support, and I know I'm there as like, I'm not the leader in that room. I'm there as someone facilitating. So I go in with a different mindset, and my approach is different. But I'll still do that, but my approach is different. But for my own shit, no. I like space.
Now, I got to ask you this. If a guy approaches you and wants to date, is he nervous if he listens to your music? Like,
yeah. That sucks.
Yeah, is that for real?
Yeah, for real. That sucks. Cause yeah, sometimes, but whatever. Fear's unattractive anyway. So if I feel like he's scared, I'm off it.
They also love that challenge too. I'm sure, like the challenge of being like, okay, I'm gonna come in here.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. A challenge of like trying to win you over. I can see, because I know that it feels like when you are into it, you are so into it, like. No,
into it.
Yeah, no holds barred. That's just what I get from what I hear about you, from what you say in your music, not from anybody else.
The streets are saying.
You start the album off with "I never said I was sane," just to let people know, but it's sane fun. Like, no. So, what kind of guys do you like then? In that case, do you want somebody to match your insanity?
My prerequisites are intelligence, humor, kindness, and bravado.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bravado.
Leadership. Leadership that, like, I just need to feel. I like that. I guess it's not like requisites, but the things
that's what you're attracted
to. Gravitate towards. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Some stoicism in there sprinkled in, but yeah, that's intelligence, humor is very high up.
What about looks?
I might, if
Does it matter?
Because what's the term? Sapiosexual.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is that the term? I gotta look it up.
Yeah, we don't want you saying something you're not.
Sapiosexual?
Shout out to AI.
Dictionaries define sapiosexuals as people who consider intelligence extremely attractive.
Okay, you are sapiosexual.
I lean that way a lot. Yeah, where like I might not be attracted to someone at first, and then I'll see how they move and I see how they talk, and then it's different.
Mm-hmm.
It's different, and then it's that can happen for me very often. But that obviously I can be attracted to someone, but sometimes people open their mouths and like within a minute I'm like,
what was that? Yeah, glad that you
off it.
Blocked yourself that way.
Yeah, off it.
Well, listen, couldn't be me. I absolutely love that song. I feel like you. It's just so many things that we talk about when it comes to what men want in relationships. And you know what somebody told me one time, for men, they'll end up with the wrong person at the right time rather than the right person at the wrong time. Like, you could have like the most perfect person, but if you're just not ready for it. But then when a guy decides he's ready, it's like, all right, who's here? You know, that's just what I've heard from people. I've even heard that from guys too. Like, they'll be like, you know, I just kind of felt like it was time for me to settle down.
Yeah, ain't that a bitch? Isn't that crazy? That's so common, because I've heard that enough. That's crazy.
Has anybody ever proposed to you? For real?
Yeah, but yes and no. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Well, you always taking shrooms, like, we should do
No. It's almost, I'll tell you off this, because it's complicated.
Okay.
It's not complicated, it's just nuanced. It's nuanced.
Okay.
Yeah.
We don't know what that
I know. There's a lot, but I'll tell you after.
Like, I want to live in Toronto. So.
No, it wasn't that. It wasn't for papers. It's funny. Because I'd be charging.
You know what? Being that you are from Toronto, what is Canada thinking about us right now?
Man, ain't nobody trying to be the 51st state. That's what everyone's saying.
I mean, it's insane. I just want you to know that I have nothing to do with that. You know what we feel as Americans, like when we go and move around, we have to let y'all know, like, I'm not part of that.
I don't know him.
I know this is my country and all, but I don't have anything to do with that.
That's funny. That's fucking funny. Yeah, I feel like that's a very renowned sentiment at the moment.
And I think you guys are getting a WNBA team also.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Tempo. Shout out Tempo. Woo.
Yeah, that's going to be amazing. You'll be at the Raptors game, so I know you'll be at those games
Hell
too.
Hell yeah.
Listen, you had a moment at the game when Drake was like, look at Jessie Reyez instead of... I know you were like, because you just mind your business. You were just at the game. But it's also funny when things like that happen.
Yeah, it's so funny. Oh, my God. It's so funny because when they panned over, it looks like I knew what was happening. Like, it looks like I was laughing at... We were laughing at something completely, like, something different.
Right.
Something different. But, yeah, that was funny. And then my phone started blowing up. I was like, what the hell's going on?
You like, promote the album now. While all this is happening.
Yeah, shit.
And then you also have a tour that's about to start. I mean, you've been doing shows, but now you have this tour from like June until December.
Yeah.
That's going to be a time.
It's going to be a time.
And your knees are incredible.
Thank you. Thank God for good genes. I'm so happy I'm Colombiana, man. I'm so happy that shit's just in my blood. It's in my blood. It's my parents. I've really reaped the benefits of having good blood.
What is tour life like for you?
It's great. I hit a rhythm. I love it. I'm probably the best musician at the end of tour. Mm-hmm. Like, I always level up to become a better musician at the end of tour, and it happens not incrementally. What's it called when something builds up?
Like, why can't I think of a word either? It happens gradually. It happens.
Synonym for incrementally. It happens. Oh, perfect.
Oh, whoa.
Great, cool. Anyways, it builds up, and I get more talented at
criminal.
It's
the way it builds up.
Yeah, I end of every tour, I'm better than I was when I started, and yeah, I just continue growing. But there's been times where I've been on tour where I've like extended my range and I hit whistle tones that I didn't even know I could hit, but it's only because I've been working at it so consistently that halfway through tour my body's like, new level unlocked, and then it goes there, and yeah, I lose my boobs but I gain my abs, which is great. Yeah, my thickness era doesn't happen on tour. The thickness goes away and then it comes back after, so it's great.
But even as far as what you're able to do in range, even in Paid in Memories, I feel like genre-wise, I don't even know what type of category, because you've been able to just do anything, I feel like.
Yeah.
And sometimes people act like that's not, they're like, well, what is this album? But I feel like it's just, I feel like you introduced me to new things and new types of sounds when I listen to it that I enjoy.
Fire. Yeah, I've always been anti-box, anti-genre, anti-anything that kind of feels oppressive, anti-turtlenecks, anti-bras, anti-all of that. So
my turtlenecks got to get a straight.
Because they just, leave me alone. Unless you're choking me, leave me alone. But,
that's another story. We'll get into that now.
Yeah. Unless you're kind, intelligent, and have some bravado and you're choking me, I don't want you to choke me.
Jessie, I don't want you getting choked because your vocals. And somebody might do that too hard, and something could happen, and now you got to go and explain why you can't perform tonight because somebody choked you too hard, but he didn't mean it, and you didn't have the safe word.
You're right. You're right.
Please be careful with that. Maybe
I will. What was I saying? What was I talking about?
We were talking about turtlenecks, and then
Right. Oh, genre. Love not having a box. Love that that's something that's kind of been introduced from early on in early projects when people were, even when we started working with bigger companies, and I get it, I get the
business of it.
The business of it, of having to be palatable, but not even just for people's brains, but for the sake of how the song is serviced and what playlist, and I get that. However, I'm happy that I stayed true to what my intention was, which was to not be boxed in, and my genre is Quentin Tarantino. So if the song can play in a Quentin Tarantino movie, then it's a Jessie Reyez song.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah.
And your Christmas song is probably my favorite Christmas song that I've heard as of late. I definitely was up here like, did y'all hear Jessie Reyez's Christmas song? You know how many people were like, this is a song I've been waiting for. How fun was that to do?
Fun as hell. I was bored at home a few years ago, and I was like, man, fuck this, and made it. And shout out to Matt Burnett, who's my MD, who also, I just love musicians that are just down. A real true creative is just gonna be down. Just fucking make shit. Let's just make shit. Cause this guy has no business doing like remedial shit like that. Like this was literally nothing. It was just for fun. It was just for fun.
Right.
And we popped off, and I was like, sick. And then I dropped it on SoundCloud just for fun.
I enjoyed that. Yeah. I was playing that. I'm not going to lie. I was playing that over and over again.
Fire.
People were like, that's enough, okay? Because that's great if you're going through something. Christmas is not great for everybody.
No, man. Fuck them all. Fuck them all. Fuck that fucking, ugh.
He's fucking a slut. Like, yeah. I'm over here trying to
make my way through a mall without seeing a fucking mistletoe. Fuck this shit.
It's so funny because you're so sweet, but then at the same time, you could be like, attack. You know what I mean? Like, watch out. What?
It's a Gemini. When's your birthday?
January 3rd.
Oh, right Capricorn.
After. Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
I'm a rising Capricorn.
Oh, what does that mean?
A good businesswoman, just like you.
Oh, you're a Capricorn too?
Rising Capricorn.
Okay.
Capricorn rising. It's so the rising is.
This is too much for me.
No. Don't quote me, but the way that the world perceives you, the way that you present, the way that the world, the way you present.
I'm a hard worker sometimes, and you're definitely a hard worker.
Out there, yeah.
Because the reason I say that, because I think about a song like To Flashback, Only One. That's always been like one of my favorite songs. And it's so, to me, it's like such a sweet song. It's so true. Like, we want to be the only person that you think about. We want that. And we also like the way that it grips, as well. All those things matter so much. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But then, we can hear a song, like you said, like, Couldn't Be Me. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, Couldn't Be Me. Can you tell me, is that about a specific situation? Because it feels very specific.
Yeah, I was going through it.
Mm-hmm.
I was going through it. And, well, actually, at that point, I had gone out of it. But I had been going through it. So it was definitely an exhale of the bullshit. An exhale of the bullshit and recognizance of everything that I had gone through. And, just, when you find yourself in a position where you're on the verge of maybe sacrificing part of yourself for the sake of love, that might not be love.
Right.
That might not be love. And it's funny because I just came from an interview earlier and we were talking about that, and someone had a counterpoint when they were like, yeah, but in relationships, you sacrifice to like meet in the middle, but we ultimately ended up at but it has to be reciprocal. It has to be reciprocal, because otherwise, like, the resentment breeds and someone's gonna have to pay at one point.
Right.
But anyways.
And I also think it's important to not be who you are, because when you start feeling like I'm acting different than who I am as a human being, that's an issue. If I feel like, why am I like,
this ain't me?
Yeah.
Or this is my lower self. I've evolved past this. Why am I regressing? Like, that's something that's kind of where I'm at right now, where I have more discernment, where something's happening and I've grown and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I don't want to cuss nobody out no more. I don't want to do this. This isn't me.
Yeah.
So don't.
And I bet a cuss out by you is wild. I can't even imagine.
Yeah, but I don't want to. That was old me. That was the old me. I don't want to cuss anybody out no more. I just want to communicate.
The new Capricorn rising you is not yet.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, maybe. It's you. So there's like, what's it called? Taurus Venus or Venus Taurus, which apparently is like loving, homebody, and that's where you, or what you look for in love, I guess. So calm. I want peace.
You want peace?
Ultimately, yeah, I want peace.
Now, you also on the album talk about being 1 year sober.
2 years now.
2 years now, I guess, when this came out.
Yeah.
All right, so we keep it going, because it would have sucked for it to come out, and then you're like, actually.
Ain't it? Actually, I fell off the wagon. Wow. Who knows, though? I'm human.
Right.
Yeah.
So what was that mission about for you?
I just gotten too deep into it, and I relied on it too much. I'm not trying to admonish anybody that has those vices, good, do you. But for me, it had just gotten too significant, and I was relying on it way too heavily. And it's funny enough, the last time I got drunk was at the album release party for my last album for Jessie. And that day I got fucked, I got mangled, I got torched, and like homies had to carry me home. My folks were in town, so my mom had to see that shit, and that's something that's not new to her. Like, I've been drinking since I was young, so she's had to see multiple friends bring me home, like, just lifeless, dead weight body. And then the next day, it was a hangover that lasted 2 days, and that party was intense. Like, there was a lot of big names at that party, a lot of important people, a lot of the industry, a lot of things, and I just remember thinking, I'm like, yo, that could have gone left so quick.
Right.
Everyone's got a fucking phone now. That could have gone left so fucking quick, and I would have just thrown. All publicity is good publicity is nuts. Because that's great, lose. But yeah, I got too much to fucking lose, and I was just really fortunate that shit didn't go absolutely left. Because things have gone left in the past. There's a lot of nights that I could have died. I feel like my mom's prayers have saved me from a lot. God has saved me from a lot. But just a lot could have gone left, and it didn't. And it was a 2-day hangover. And at that point, I started doing more recognizance of like, oh, I've done this. When I was going through heartbreak as a teenager, that's what I leaned on. When I started working nightlife and industry, if you ever bartended or if you've ever been a bottle service girl, it becomes a norm.
Right, because they're like, I'll get you a shot too. You got to have a drink too.
It becomes a norm. And then you learn how to count money drunk, and then you think you're invincible. Because after you do that, then you feel like you're like, oh, I'm two-brained. Because I could just stop it, click, and then go back into having fun. And then yeah, you think you're invincible. And then when I was lucky enough to become a full-time musician, it was before a show, if I got nerves, would lean on it. And then in the studio, it became a tool because it accelerates intimacy. If you're in there with strangers and you got to be vulnerable, it became a tool. And then on an off day, you're trying to relax, became a tool. And then it was just everywhere all the time. But because I was functioning, it didn't really, like, it was few and far in between where those kind of hangovers would happen, but it was all the time. And at the I just kind of woke up and I was like, my body hates it. My soul hates it. My family hates it. Why am I going to keep doing something that doesn't feel right?
Right.
Yeah. So then I stopped, and it's been 2 years.
Oh, well, good for you. Well, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
How does that help on the road too? I was reading an article about how, like, you would be considered the younger generation, just so you know, but how they aren't drinking as much, nowadays too. That's a real thing. And I also feel like what adds to that is the acceptance of other things too.
Nice. Valid.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So now, like, this is something that won't affect me in the same way, but it's legal, for me to be able to have like a THC soda or something like that and then feel good and not have to have a drink.
Yeah, 100%. I'm healthier.
Yeah.
I'm healthier. I have more recall for memories, which is lovely.
We always want to remember.
Yeah.
I feel you though, because you never know. You're like, what did I say to this person?
Oh my God, it's the worst. Emotions drive. That's what I love the most now is that I'm like, do you remember, like, there's nights where emotions just take over and then what did I say wasn't the worst for me? The worst for me was emotions driving and then seeing who I called or seeing who I tried to reach
and
out
like,
to.
what did I say if they answered? God forbid.
Sometimes they answered. Oh.
And then the next day they're telling you and you're like,
Hell.
what did I?
Hell, oh man, you let yourself fucking down. You let yourself fucking down. Cause sometimes, you're not your emotions, you're not your feelings, you're not your thoughts. A lot of those things are fucking transient anyway, but you're giving it validity because now it's created a moment in your life that's significant that you have to fucking be responsible for. Hell. I don't like autopilot. I like driving. So,
Listen, you got a lot going on. And it feels like when you wrote this album, so I guess it's 2 years ago now, that a lot happened that previous year. Guess I Miss You. Mm-hmm. So tell me about that story. Because this album I could feel is very personal to you. Mm-hmm. So everything that's on here is like there's something that's going along with it. Yeah. So what happened with that? You ran into somebody's mom.
You know what's funny is I did this yesterday, or I took this track list and I was like, just for kicks, I started putting the names behind everybody. Okay. Just for me. I didn't put this. I didn't send this to nobody. But I was like, it's just funny what names come up more, because there's a lot that are for a particular name. Mm-hmm. And then some that are one song that's mixed, and that one is mixed. Mm-hmm. So that was all my shit is true, and all my shit is from real life.
But you're just pulling from different experiences.
Just for that one song. Everything else is like to the T. Or everything else is too directly inspired from like one experience. But that one in particular was 2 love stories that I've experienced. And then...
How is it when you date somebody and you get cool with their mom, and then you got to break up with them, and then the mom is still like...
Love me off.
Hey, Jessie.
It's tough. It's tough. Because
you break up with the whole family when you break up.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. I don't even know what else to say. It's just shitty because you end up falling in love with more than one person.
Right.
You know?
Have you ever dated somebody with kids? Because that's hard.
I fell in love with someone with kids, yeah.
Ooh. You know how tough that is now? I'm not going to see the kids anymore. Like...
Yeah, but there's a reason I didn't say dated, because it was a long distance thing. It wasn't as like enmeshed as it would have been had we lived in the same country.
Okay.
Yeah. So no, I haven't really.
That would be so different.
What? I'd weep. You're right, because I can't even imagine what it would be like to like fall in love with kids and then have to let them go. No, that's terrifying.
Now, since these songs are all about somebody head and headaches, who gave you mediocre head? And what is mediocre head? What is that like? Lazy tongue? Is it like, what is that?
Somebody's dusty ass son gave me mediocre head.
Somebody is not represented for the family.
Yeah, someone's dusty son.
And does he know it's about him? I figure if a guy gets mediocre head, he has to know. Right, guys? No.
They don't know unless they date an honest woman.
They all think they know what they're doing.
Unless you have honest... Let me tell you something. You should be fucking grateful for honest friends and honest women in your life. Because few and far in between will you find people that'll legitimately tell you the truth and deliver it in a way that doesn't absolutely bruise your ego, but are like cognizant enough... Well, no.
Like in a hit smash song?
I tried to tell him before the song came out.
You did?
I
tried, yeah. You did for real?
Yeah, I tried to communicate.
Okay. What did you say? I want to know how you tell somebody, like, bro, you got to
step it up.
Because as soon as you get called bro, you know you didn't do something right. Instead of baby, bro, you got the head.
You just need to slow down.
Okay, that's fair.
Slow down. But that seems like a general thing that's been told to men a lot.
Yeah, because some guys would be like, and it's like,
chill out.
That doesn't feel good. Yeah.
Chill out. Chill the fuck out, okay? Yeah. Just go slow was the general general consensus.
Because how do you are you the type of person that could tell somebody like in the moment if something's not feeling good or you don't like it?
I try to, but it's also I try to, and I love when I date someone that has a thick skin.
Right.
Because I do.
Yeah.
On all constructive criticism, I love it.
You'll take it.
I love it. I'll take it, and I have enough discernment to know that I'm like, I'll listen to you, but I'm not gonna apply it from everybody.
Right.
But my point is that I can receive it, and it won't hurt.
You'd be like, I can slow down, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah. This, the hell, yeah. But everyone's not like that, and some people are hurt. And then after I notice that some things hurt someone, then it's shitty because now I have to censor, which is something I'm foreign to.
Right.
So then it makes me not me.
Have you always what was Jessie like as a kid? Were you always like this, very outspoken and?
Yeah, but I did this. Like I was a little shit. I was a fucking tyrant when I was a child, and then I guess I've always been pretty mouthy. I've always been pretty mouthy.
Signing a deal and having to have other people have input in what it is that you're doing. In the beginning, how was that for you? Like the collaborative part of it?
Difficult because I didn't really have a hold of what delegation meant, nor did I necessarily trust everybody I was around or trust everyone because I was new. Trust comes with time. So I had a difficult time letting go of the reins for some things. But luckily, time has offered me solace in relationships that I can actually confide in and opinions that I can trust. So it's become much more fluid, which I love. Like with the years, with my squad, and just even with my relationship with myself and like trusting myself, and that comes with trusting myself for the decisions I want to make, but also trusting myself to know that I don't have all the answers, and this is gonna be better suited for someone else to come up with the answer for, But in the beginning it was difficult, and now it's much better, and now it's better too because you're this industry's small.
Yeah.
Your personality and your not your fame, your lore, what's the term?
Where's your phone so you can?
I know.
Ask it.
Your it starts with a P, man. What's wrong with me today? This never happens. Sorry, I'm sleeping. Hey, hombre.
Give me some clues.
It's like your personality, your fame, your
persona.
That's not the fucking idiom, but
like
sure. Your persona precedes you. Your reputation. Fuck.
It doesn't start with a P.
Yeah, it's the P in the middle. Yeah, the P in the middle. Your reputation precedes you so much in this industry, and it's nice because after I've put in years just being who I am, now when I walk into rooms or I'm working with somebody, people know exactly who they're getting.
Right.
So it's nice because then I won't get someone that's like expecting someone different.
But I bet people really enjoy working with you.
People that love artists who know what they want, like working with me.
Lil Wayne is on the album, and I follow you, so I was watching when you were teasing that it was gonna come out, the collaboration. Yeah. You got a great verse from him.
Yeah, I did.
I did. So tell me your reaction when he sent the verse to you.
I lost it. I was so fucking stoked. The room was stoked. Sent it to the squad. Everybody was just fucking like foaming. It was so lit, and he's so just vibes. He's happy, he's joyful. So it was just nice to also feel that excitement from him. And it didn't really hit me the most until we shot the video, to be honest.
Did you have your part done before you sent it to him? Okay.
Yeah. The majority of the songs are done, and then all of the songs on the album worked that way. Where we figured it out after the fact. I figured out features after the fact. But didn't hit me till we shot the video. And then the day of the video, I needed rocks in my pockets to hold myself down because I was just jumping. I turned into, I push people when I get happy, like Elaine from Seinfeld. So, it would look like a football field, and I was just knocking people over because I couldn't believe that it was happening. It was so cool.
I mean, you've had some moments. I saw you posted, Eminem couldn't be in the video that you had for the song that you had with him.
Yeah, Coffin.
Yeah, Coffin before, but you did like a little throwback to show people what that was like. That's why I'm saying, do you reach out to people? Because I know you had the voice notes from Lil Wayne. Sam Smith clearly sent you those voice notes. But are you the type of person, like, when it's time to get people on the album, like a Lil Yachty, obviously you and Black already have a relationship. He said when he was up here that y'all were doing a joint album together.
He did, that motherfucker. He did.
What happened?
We're working on it. It's just, things take time.
Okay, good. I would love to hear that. Yeah. I do really enjoy when the two of you create together.
He's great.
And you guys sampled Love Fool on this on the song on the album. I love that song.
Me too.
That's like
so
a
sweet.
fun girly song.
Yeah, hella sweet. He's great. I can't wait. We just gotta. It's funny because we've made a lot of shit together. Now it's just the minutia, editing, videos, all the stuff.
That's gonna be a banger. I just want to say, let's get that,
going.
Well, let's let this breathe first. But I do think maybe end of the year.
Throwing out timelines. Yep.
Maybe before Valentine's Day, if there's some,
some sweet songs in there.
Yeah, some sweet songs on there.
Valid. He's great. He's such a sweetheart, that guy. So relaxed. Hey, I feel like that guy walks around like a thermostat for emotional equilibrium in rooms he walks in. And we'll just walk in and be like, and everyone's like, ah. And that's what it is. That's how I feel like every time I'm around him. I just feel calmer.
And then Miguel's on the album too. So did you reach out to him?
Yeah.
That was it. That song on the album. Dan, you said that's your favorite song on here? One of them? Okay.
It's lit.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, that shout out to Monsters and Strangers and Giddy. That's who I originally made it with. And but yeah, I've pretty much reached out to everybody that was on that album. I just hit him up and I was like, hey, love you, want to work?
That works.
Yeah, and then they thugged it out. They like literally just like that, like sliding in the DMs. Closed mouths don't get fed.
You're right about that. And I think it works better when the artists themselves can reach out.
Definitely.
Because I'm sure that happens to you too. People reach out to you.
Right.
What's the most excited you've gotten from somebody DMing you?
The most excited I've gotten
like somebody
from
that you're like, ooh, I can't believe such and such hit me up. Like, because you know how sometimes you want to be like, wow, I can't believe this person DM me.
Honestly, the last one I could tell, because if I sit here, I'm gonna get lost in the folds, because I don't know if you can think of anyone that I was like, holy shit. Was that, do you remember a holy shit moment? There's been a few. It was like years ago when shit started happening, yeah. The most recent that made me smile and made me be like, yo, was Macy Gray.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it was Macy Gray. Yeah, so very, very sweet. And it was nice because I write so much and I have folders of like pitch songs that are years old. And sometimes like certain people have access to them. So sometimes other people will pitch the songs to other people. And I don't know who's pitching what to who, to where, or when. I don't know anything. And randomly I got a message from her that said that she'd cut a song. And I was like, no way. And she sent it. And it was just really, really sweet. And she was just really sweet. Really, really sweet about it. And it was such a nice surprise because I had no idea that they were pitching the song for this project. Yeah, haven't met her, but obviously been a fan from, like, she's
got a great voice, too.
Voice. Very,
like,
very
you
unique.
have a very unique, I think your voice, when somebody hears your voice, automatically they know it's you.
Fire. Thank you.
So it's so different than anything else that's out there.
Amen. Because I know it's a very divisive thing, which I'm happy about. Like,
you think so? I just think it's just a beautiful, like, I love how your voice sounds.
Thank you.
And I love that it's unique. Sometimes there's singers, and I'm not shading anybody, but like, is this person, or this person? They could, they could have a similar type of sound. Or, I don't know who anybody would compare you to.
Amen. Thank you. Love that for me. Love that. That's the last one.
What's goals for Jessie Reyez now? I mean, you're going on this tour. What do you do when it's over? Because obviously you need a break at some point.
Peace.
What's a break for you?
Camping, a bag full of books, no phone, or at least airplane mode.
Let's keep it real.
Yeah, and a beach, surfing somewhere. Yeah, just nature, peace, alone time, airplane mode. That's what I'm doing after.
Now, question: have you spoken to your brother yet? Because I know no. So he hasn't reached out, or?
No, we talked a little, but no, not, because I'm assuming you mean like, not constellation. When you make something better, what's it called?
Reconciliation.
Not reconciliation. Yeah, no, still, no.
I know that's hurtful because it's on the album, so that's the only reason I asked.
No, it's fine. It's there. I mean,
Yeah.
it's there, so I'd assume, I'd expect. I'm not. Yeah, it's fine, but it's obviously still, it's a open wound, sadly.
Okay, well, I'm sorry about that.
It's okay.
Okay, we praying on that.
Thank you.
You know, I'm sorry. Can we get
That's
her?
okay.
Okay, I am. I'm sorry, Jessie.
Thank you.
Because I know this album was written then, so I didn't know if there was like progress.
No, I wish that would have been so nice, eh? Maybe, who knows? It's in God's hands. So
Right.
Maybe next year, or maybe later this year. Who knows?
Ooh, well, we'll be praying on that for you. And I listen. And so you're saying when you come back, it's going to be camping.
Yeah. Oh, look at you trying to make me happy. She's like, put all your happy
move
stuff.
on from that. Somebody get her some psilocybin. Is that how you say it, or something? No.
Yo,
Does that?
dead. That's so sweet. That's so sweet. But camping.
Let's go camping now.
Yo, that was not for nothing. That was a really Capricorn thing to do, because you're just trying to like fix the
We're not really
situation
good
immediately.
at that.
Yeah, that's funny. Nice. Thanks. Oh shit.
All right, but I do want to ask you about the psilocybin and daisies. That song that made me want to actually like
Partake.
partake.
Have you ever?
I've done shrooms. So you know what's crazy? I've been doing that since before, like you were really supposed to. When people were very judgmental about it.
Before it was socially accepted.
Yeah, but now I'm glad because I also feel like it's important for things to be like regulated, so that you know what it is. So you're not like, who gave you this?
Yeah.
You know, where did you get this from?
Yeah.
So, and I've had some like amazing Alice in Wonderland type experiences,
Cool.
and it was like Alice in Wonderland / Winnie the Pooh.
What was your favorite? Where were you? What'd you see?
Well, my favorite. I've had a couple.
Nice.
Oh, I don't want to tell this story. It's going to sound mean. But one of them, I was in the Poconos,
Okay.
and we were playing charades.
Yeah.
And people were like really turning into things in front of me.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
shit, that's so cool.
So it was really nice. That's why I said Winnie the Pooh, because somebody turned into Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh while we were playing charades. And that was not the clue or anything, but you know. And then it also makes me feel like I wish I had a pen and paper to write some of this down.
Oh, you have to. Yeah.
But I don't know if I could have.
You could.
Okay.
You could.
No, I don't know if I could.
No, that's how far.
I don't think I could physically have done it. I thought about it, and I was like, man, I wish I could. What does that do? What does it do for you?
I don't do them recreationally. I do it like when I feel like I need peace, or I need help, or I need healing. Anymore. So I did them. The first time I did them was so beautiful. The first time I did them, I was lakeside, and it's one of those things that it's not immediate.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, you then you chill and you wait. And I was looking up at the sky, and I was next to the water, and out of nowhere, the alphabet showed up in the clouds in Times New Roman. And then letter by letter started falling down. So it like a piece of cloud of the alphabet would fall down, and then the closer it got to me, it would just dissipate into blue. And it's crazy because I didn't really understand the symbolism behind it, because that's how I make music. That's how I write. I create that, like it comes from somewhere else, and then
it just falls.
it falls into me. Yeah, it was really cool to see it visually.
What was the fastest song you wrote on this album? In that case, like
Probably
what came to you?
Me. I think Couldn't Be Me.
Mm-hmm.
Or Goliath. Goliath was also really,
Beautiful.
really fast. Palo Santo was fast. Honestly, like...
You like the whole thing, damn it.
No, because some of them... No, for example, I Never Said I Was Sane was a long, arduous edit, chisel. Like, there was a lot. But there are songs that are just like Couldn't Be Me is an exhale. Couldn't Be Me was like... It wasn't even a full day. It was a half day. First time with that producer. First time with Guilty Beats. And it was our second song of the session.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love that song.
Me too. That was an exhale. Goliath, after a conversation, I went into the studio, made the hook, and then everything else flowed out right after. Same thing. Same day.
You know what? You have a song about New York.
I do
The
have a song
guys
about
here.
New York.
Okay, talk to me about, because I was first of all, thank you for doing a song for us here in New York.
I love y'all.
You do?
Yeah, I love New Yorkers. What? I'm not a city kind of bitch, so I don't really love like being in the city in the cement, but I love New Yorkers. Like the culture that I feel like the culture y'all have, and then the particular. There's one specific characteristic that I'm like, I love that in New York, people are so like straight up, and you know what you're getting. You know, no one's like fake nice. No one's. It just doesn't feel like that at all.
Right.
You know exactly what you're getting. There's transparency. I love that level of honesty in everyyday interactions.
People have always compared Toronto to New York, as far as like they call Toronto like the New York of Canada, in a way.
Yeah.
So I can see that.
Valid, yeah. A little smaller, cleaner, a little nicer.
Yeah, definitely cleaner.
Yeah, but definitely, yeah. I come to New York, it doesn't feel like I'm too far away from home.
Okay, I was like, do she like, do you? I can't wait till the day you post a guy.
He gonna be waiting a while. He gonna be waiting.
The day that happens,
he gonna be waiting a while.
That's gonna go. Have you ever like thought about it and been like, I post this dude? You know how some in a moment you might feel so like
inclined.
Yeah, like I love him. Let me just post this cute picture we took together.
I got a Finsta. I posted.
I knew you had a Finsta.
I did it once on a Finsta, but no, hell no. For me to claim somebody like that.
Why do you have a Finsta? I want to know what the.
For cousins and family.
Oh, okay. So it's really, they know it's you. It's not necessarily, okay.
Yeah, they know. That's funny. You think I have a Finsta that people, no.
Sometimes I have a Finsta because sometimes I have to look at lives and I don't want people to know it's me, but I'm doing it like for work.
Yeah.
So I don't want people to be like, Angela's on the live. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be look from somewhere else.
Yeah. That's
but
funny.
I also
I've
feel
done that
like you
before.
low key, I could see you using your Finsta to go like, you never went to go look at nobody else's. Or you've never called one of your friends and been like, yo, go look at his page and see his story.
Yep.
I know that because I saw an interview where you said that you went into, and you talked about going into a guy's phone and changed the last number or changed a number from all of the girls you thought.
Yeah.
That's dedication.
It is. But I never want to be that again.
Never.
Once
you feel like you got to go in somebody's phone,
it's
over already.
It's over. It's a waste of fuck. Bro, Lord, please, Jesus. I never want to be. I love those little McDonald's toys. Those are
My little nuggets.
Those are cute as hell. I never want to be in that situation again, Lord. I never want to feel that. I never, because I've done.
Nobody wants to have to do that. Once you go in somebody's phone, you already know what's going on.
No, fuck that, man. I don't ever want to be worried about shit. Not like never.
Have you ever cheated? Yeah, I said it all. All right.
Once. That's it. Just once. And I was little. I was like 14.
I was little.
I was tiny. I was 14. Or no, not even. I was 13. I
don't know if that counts.
It counted on my heart, man. That shit weighed. That pretty much showed me that I could never.
Okay. You felt so bad.
I felt like I'd killed somebody, and I ended up coming back home and breaking up with them.
So you cheated and then broke up with the person you cheated on?
Yeah. Yeah, because I couldn't imagine kissing them. Because I had kissed this fine Cuban guy that I met in Cuba. Oh my God, this boy was so fine. His name was Reyez.
That's how fine he is.
Yeah.
Where is he on? That's is that a common name? No, right?
No.
We can find him on Facebook.
I think that's hilarious. Who knows where he is now? I was 13 years old, and I met him in Cuba, and then we kissed on the beach, and I was like, oh my God, I didn't even kiss him. Like, I was, when you're like, but I was also, have mercy on me, because my temporal lobe what's it called? No, your frontal lobe wasn't even close to developed. So I was obviously making stupid decisions, but I was like, I'm not gonna, like, I wasn't he grabbed me, and I was just dead weight. Like, I was like, I'm not doing this. If I'm not doing anything, I'm not in trouble. And then he pulled me closer, and I was like, I didn't pull my arm. Like, I was trying to be like, like, I'm gonna kick things, and if you get in my way, it's your own fault. It was kind of like that that justification, like, I'm not doing this. But then he kissed me, and I didn't kiss him back for the first couple minute seconds, yeah, and then it was over.
A whole minute,
maybe, yeah, I think, because I was really,
and you just standing there,
because we were in the ocean, so the waves maybe
oh, that's even more romantic. Yeah, no, it was over.
It's over. Oh my God, I felt so bad. I felt like such a dick. I came back home and I felt so bad.
So you told him?
No, so this is what happened. Oh my God,
like,
this is crazy. This is what happened. I came back home and I was like, And he noticed that something was different, and I was like, shit. And then I broke up with him, and he was like, why? And I said, I don't remember what I said, but I broke up with him. And he still had access to my email. Okay? How did he know this? Because in my email, like, how the fuck did this... Fuck, I don't remember. I don't remember how... But anyways, he ultimately... Something happened. Right. Okay, cool. So we broke up. I tried to move on. I kind of started talking to somebody else, and this guy had access to my email. And then he saw it, and he was like, what the hell? Like, you're hit me up. It was like, you're moving on. I thought you said you wanted to be alone. That's what I said. I broke up with him and said I wanted to be alone. And then like a month after, a few weeks after, I was trying to move on. That's never true
when someone says that.
Damn, they don't want to be alone with you. The with you is silent. But damn, that's cold. That's not the truth. Sometimes people do want to be alone. Anyways, because I wanted to be alone. Moving on. So I was like, fuck, now I had to renege on what I said. And I sat at home and I was like, shit, I gotta tell him everything so he understands, because he was confused and I could tell he was hurt, and I was like, I might as well just be honest. So I wrote him a 2-page fucking letter of like, explaining everything that had happened in Cuba and why I didn't tell him, and I broke up with him because I felt like it was wrong for me to stay with him and kiss him even though I had kissed somebody else.
Oh my gosh.
It was just so so over dramatic. I go to his house and I'm like, I'm downstairs, and he didn't want to talk to me. I was like, well, I'm leaving a letter here by like it was at Jane and Wilson in Toronto. I left it in his lobby, like by the citofono. I don't know how to say this. The like
that little intercom,
the buzzer. Yeah. So I left it there, and then this is the hard. This is what sucked even more. So I started moving on with this other guy, who ended up becoming. I started moving on with this other guy,
who ended up becoming what?
Who ended up becoming my first real love.
Okay.
Who ended up becoming my first real love.
Okay.
But my first boyfriend. So I leave the letter. Then he calls me. So I've tried to move on already. But now I have feelings for this new guy because I've tried to move on. But I still cared about the first boyfriend.
You just weren't in love with him.
No, I didn't know what love was.
Okay, yeah.
But
so
I still cared about him.
Wasn't
Yeah, I didn't know what love was, but I know I cared about him, and I know I felt bad that I lied to him. Anyways, I sent him this letter, and then he calls me, and he's like, Jessie. And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, I wish you would have just told me the truth, because I would have forgiven you, and I would have stayed with you, and like I still want to work on this. And now I was fucked because now I'm here. Now I'm trying to move on with someone new that feels like I was 14 first, like things are starting to happen and feel shit. And this other guy that was so heartbroken, and I obviously still cared about. And my logic, butterfly effect is crazy because things could have been different. But my logic, because I remember sitting down at my kitchen table being like, what the fuck am I gonna do? Because I still care about guy A, but now there's guy B. And I care about him too. And my logic and my reasoning was I'd rather break one heart than break two. Because I would have gone back. Because I cared about both of them. Right. But if I went back to A, then the new guy would have been heartbroken too.
What kind of... Yeah, that's an amazing logic. You're a songwriter for sure.
Yeah, it's funny.
So you rather... Okay, so then the other guy became your first...
The other guy became my first love. And then I just broke one heart, which was the guy I cheated on with. And the guy I cheated on. But that's it. First and last time.
Okay. Very good. 13, 14 years old, never cheated since. Sometimes you got to learn those lessons, though, to know that how you want to move forward in the future.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because it feels wrong. It just feels heavy. Just be honest.
Right.
Which I know sounds so easy, but...
Or don't be in a relationship. If you're dating and you're not in a relationship, do you tell the person, like, I'm dating other people? Or if they ask you questions, do you answer them? Or you feel like, it's none of their business?
No, I answer. I answer. But if they ask me, I'm not just going to be like...
Volunteering.
Yeah. If they ask me, sure. I've been told that I'm not... Who knows? I don't even know what's real anymore.
You've been told you're not what?
As communicative as I should be.
Okay.
But in terms of like what I need, what I want. Because now, these days, I'll just like wash my hands and charge it to the game and just keep it moving. As opposed to like... What are you thinking? What do you want? What do you want us to be? Like, that sentence sounds fat in my mouth. Like, it sounds repulsive. And I know it's crazy because some of it's internalized misogyny, because if a man said it to me,
right,
it doesn't sound as disgusting.
But if you say it, sounds like you're nagging.
Exactly. Okay. And I know that's fucked up because it should be equal. It should be the same. Why is it negative coming out of me but positive coming out of him? And that's something that I had to unpack and be like, oh, interesting. Maybe I'm not being as communicative. Because I was in a conversation with somebody and and they were asking me why I hadn't said things, and then they were like, well, why didn't you say anything?
And you're like,
because you're supposed to. And then I was like, oh, that's internalized misogyny because you're not supposed to. We could either of us could have had the conversation.
You are in therapy, right? You talked about okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love her, guys.
Working through it.
Patent Memory. Such a cute picture, too. You're so adorable.
Thank you. 13-year-old me.
To see. Oh, that's the girl that, was not kissing on the beach for a minute? Mm-hmm. Not kissing back?
Not kissing back.
Well,
you know what's even crazy? No,
what? Tell us.
There was 2 boys in love with me in Cuba, so that was even harder because I had to like the other guy that loved me off was at the beach watching this happen, and I didn't know. And we walked back up, and he was like, "Hi," and I was like,
"Oh my god!"
Because then I had, it was a lot.
This is like the child version of White Lotus. In Cuba next season. Rated G version.
Oh my god.
No, but honestly, thank you so much for coming through. I really appreciate it. It's such a good time. I've been like, I'm like, please. Then I see you cheating on me with doing all these other interviews.
We here. No cheating anymore. I've learned my lesson.
All right, good. Jessie Reyez, Patent Memories. The album's out now. Of course, you have a whole entire tour happening. It's a lot of dates too, which is great.
Yeah.
So it kicks off when June 10th?
June. Mm-hmm.
Okay, June 10th up through December.
Yep. We're out here.
But thank you so much. Again, definitely, I think Patent Memories, one of the best albums of the year. And we don't say that ever. So congratulations on a masterpiece.
Thank you. Thank
Yay.
God.
It's way up.